In this week's episode, we talk about the Northman.
And all the pop culture news.
This week, we got to see the new film from Alexander Skarsgård starring Skarsgård, called The Northman.
Yeah, it's a new Robert Eggers movie about this Northman.
Yeah, so he's a man. He's from the north.
It's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's very beautiful. It's intense. What can I say? It's not a superhero movie.
No, everybody's pretty... Nobody comes out unscathed in this film. Which I actually I don't know, it added some realism to it that there was no projecting any kind of morality or anything else onto a fairly brutal time period. I don't know, I was okay with it.
Yeah. It's, spoiler alert.
Yeah, big time.
The story is a vengeance story, I might say.
Yeah, that's a major theme.
So what happens is this king in Iceland, right?
Yeah.
In Iceland, Viking king.
Yes.
He's coming back from conquest, who knows where.
Mm-hmm.
And his family is waiting, his wife and his son.
Mm-hmm.
And so he comes back from battle with his man and his brother,
Yeah.
who is one of his men.
Mm-hmm. And let's just say, the son's name is Amleth, or Amleth. At some points, they actually call him Hamlet. So you can probably guess what happens here, or what happens next. Also, the king is all he has sort of blondish grayish hair, and he's all strapping and beloved and popular, and his brother is a little bit skinnier, a little paler, has very dark hair, shows up late to the welcome home banquet. So it's pretty obvious what's coming next.
Yeah, so the older brother, younger brother, it's not clear how their age relation is. One betrays the other, kills him, and takes the throne, and
the wife.
And tries to kill the kid. The kid escapes, and he becomes a pseudo slave, working on a ship.
Oh no, he wasn't a slave.
I know.
Yeah, he's one of the guys.
Said pseudo slave. I mean, it's because there's something happens on Ben-Hur, right? The first thing that happens when he moves, he becomes a slave on the ship, and then he rises to power and achieves revenge. Very similar storylines. In this case, he's not a slave, but he's in the ship. He's rowing. He's part of the crew that's gonna pillage the Russians, the land of Rus.
Yeah, but they're not. It's not just any crew. They're berserkers, which is like an extra top level, super crazy, violent, intense, terrifying class of Viking raider / warrior.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the queen remarried the new guy, had kids with him. I guess at least one. Just one.
Yeah.
And so this guy's prepared for revenge. So he's gonna, his tough. He's get tougher, and then he goes back home to
Iceland,
to his birthright, to revenge his father, save his mother, kills his uncle, and become the king of that place. Meanwhile, during all of that, they show a lot of cultural, religious stuff.
Yeah, a lot of rites, a lot of sweat lodge, vision type things. There's a lot of big fires. A lot of it's very animalistic. At one point, we see a fantastic Viking funeral. Maidens killed. Horses killed, mourners. Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Giant longboat with the dead warrior laid out nicely.
men becoming their animals and acting like animals. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm. And lots of really cool. We get to see lots of really cool Viking like art and architecture. So like their jewelry, their costumes, their like the longhouses, the temples and the shrines that they build, the statues inside, the depictions of people like Odin and Freya and all the rest. Visually, it's very cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how authentic the whole like become a dog thing is, but visually, spot on.
Yeah. So he on the way to achieve revenge, he meets this girl, and the boy meets girl on a boat, and they become closer, and they kind of have similar motivations or goals on this thing, because he wants to become king and she wants freedom, so they help each other. So he becomes a slave to his family, and they don't even notice him. And he basically achieves revenge, which is the goal. But in this case, is tragic because he dies.
Yes.
And she's pregnant.
With twins.
With twins. And there was like one moment that one witch magic being talked to him and told him, you're gonna have to choose between how is it?
So it's basically like kindness or hatred.
Kindness to your future family, something like that, or to preserve your future family, or to kill your old family, something like that. And he says he choose both, but you can't. It's not a possibility. So he goes back and he kills his mother. That weirdly wants to have his babies, wants to become his queen, kiss him on a. I
think she was trying to like distract him, seduce him, with him.
I don't know.
I don't think she really wanted that, because in the very next scene she's like, "I hate you," and she tries to kill him and all this other stuff.
Yeah, when he refused her.
I suppose.
Anyways, she. So then he killed her. He kills his brother, and then he's gonna fight his uncle, and they fought in the volcano, a la Obi-Wan fighting Anakin, and they fight, and at the when he's about to die, he calls his animal spirit, and it's like in one last attack, he kills his uncle, but he dies in the process.
Yeah.
And he dies and look at the skies and see the Valkyries taking him to Valhalla.
Which frankly is one of my favorite parts of the movie. Just the way they showed the Valkyrie and her whole ensemble and the horses galloping, and Valhalla is this sort of like crystal white luminescent nebula in the sky. I really enjoyed that visual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie has a big cast. Alex Skarsgård, William Dafoe, Nicole Kidman, Ethan Hawke,
Anya Taylor-Joy.
And it's very interesting. It's as I said, it's not a superhero movie, and when I say that, it's not in the modes of the current superhero movies that is like, excites you and guides you through music, through editing, through story.
None of that.
This is more raw. This is more deep, thoughtful. Maybe it's very visual, but some moments there's no dialogues for long periods.
Yeah, that's true. And I was thinking like, man, this is kind of dragging. But I was thinking back on it, I can't think of anything that I would really cut out. So maybe just don't watch it when you're sleepy, or because I really can't think of anything that I would have cut. Everything there was either like world building or character building, or but it's definitely not a superhero movie. Also, our hero, we don't have like a hero's journey thing, even though there were elements that really reminded me of King Arthur, and elements of like mysticism and fate and all this other stuff. Like our hero isn't always a great guy, and the bad guy at one point you start to think, maybe he's not like that bad, but no, wait. So it's messy. There's no like clear cut iconic hero or anything like that.
And again, it goes back to religion and culture for that people from that area of the world. Because his father mentioned in the beginning when he's like teaching him and training him, it's like, when I die, you revenge me. And again, we're going to do this. And just like my father did to me when I was this age. And he tells the wife that the kid is old enough to become king. He's basically as old as his grandpa was when he became king and killed his uncle. So it's part of the social politics that, you know, people kill each other. It's like, politics are pretty simple back then. You know, there's no discussion or argument or justification. It's just like, hey, knife to the throat, done.
Yeah, I mean, like, it does seem like there's a code. You know, taking over your brother's kingdom is kind of rotten, but anyway.
But again, there's a we don't know if she's lying, but Nicole Kidman's character claims that she's the one that made all that happen. Yeah, and she's the one that wants her son to become the new king with her. So yeah, those codes are, I don't know, maybe very different than our codes. Or
that's for sure.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Anyways.
Yeah. So overall, I would say I think I enjoyed it a lot. There are like a couple of like irksome things, like Nicole Kidman's accent. I don't know if that was really necessary. You even say at one point that she's from Brittany, that she's not, but she's still doing this weird, I don't know. So sometimes the accents felt like a little bit much. But I mean, that's such a nitpicky thing. Overall, I really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah,
I thought it was well done.
Yes, The Northman. It's available. It's out in the theaters everywhere. Go check. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, my short version, like very short version, like review or summary of the movie would be that it's the films Excalibur, Mel Gibson's Hamlet, and just a little bit of Midsummer, all combined together.
Yeah,
when you have the mysticism, the violence, the whole like ancient or like old Europe stuff, and also some just like really brutal physical violence.
Yeah, when we were leaving, I had heard some people kind of like comparing, maybe, I'm not sure, with the Green Knight. But,
yeah, I definitely thought of that a few times.
Yeah, but the Green Knight there was more, I don't know. When I said there was no superhero, it was no superhero movie, and this was kind of raw. The Green Knight was less raw, and it was, I don't know, more disappointing.
Yeah, no, this movie's definitely better than Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. I was also disappointed in that film.
Anyways, Northman available everywhere. Go check it. Now to the news.
And there's a lot of news this week. I don't know if you've heard, but Elon Musk bought Twitter.
Yeah.
And it's all anybody can talk about.
Yes. And interesting. Here we talk about everything, right? And technology, pop culture, sometimes even politics sneak into it. Movies, TV, and things that goes through it, and people that get involved and anyways, everything. So there's no box that we stayed in. There's some media outlets that claim that they would, like video game websites that they claim they would do that, but they end up talking about, it's like they don't stick it. It's like suddenly they talking about, it's like, wait, you should be talking about video games. Anyways, the thing is about Elon Musk and Twitter is this website, this is literally has comic book on the name. They talk about comic books and I guess comic book movies and comic book TV shows. I thought it was hilarious because they found an excuse to talk about Elon Musk buying Twitter, and it was a good excuse. It was appropriate. It was Elon Musk that it's on Iron Man 2 bought Twitter. I was like, oh, look at that.
They must be very flexible because that is a stretch.
I mean, he was an Iron Man too.
He was,
which is a comic book movie.
Sure.
So, you know.
Sure.
It's like when
I stand by my previous comment.
I thought it was hilarious way
That's great.
Maybe to justify for themselves to talk about something that technically they shouldn't, because the site is about comic books.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's a little much.
Elon Musk bought Twitter for 46?
43.
44.
They settled on 43.
They round up for $43 billion.
Yeah. It's an insane amount of money.
I guess the company's not going to be public. He bought it. It's his. And he states that he's going to do changes to improve the platform for more freedom of speech and to correct problems that the company had, which is clear that the company in more than 10 years didn't create much profit. The stocks were around 40, 50 when it became public. It went down to 70, but then went down back to 40, around 50. If you considered inflation, especially now in times of Biden inflation, being the same as it was 10 years ago, is actually not. It's not profit. It's actually
I see.
losing money.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has plans for the company, and we'll see. We come back to it if we notice anything.
Honestly, I think once the furor around all this dies down, I'm not convinced it's gonna be that different. Like, people will still tweet things, people will still respond, people will tweet things that they shouldn't, and trolls will get. I don't know that there's going to be like a huge change in the way that people interact on the internet.
It definitely changed. It definitely caused, if there's some people leaving, claiming they're going to leave, it definitely brought a lot of people back. I heard of people coming back to it, because some people coming back because, okay, now I think you're going to work for me. And also because of the idea of supporting, the endeavor of what Musk claims to be freedom of speech absolutism.
Yeah.
Anyways.
On verra. We will see. Speaking of freedom of speech, Doctor Strange 2, which comes out next week, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So excited about this movie. Unless you live in Saudi Arabia.
Or some other couple countries in the region. I think China might have some issues with that too. But the movie is banned for some LGBT content. It's a character, actually. I'm not sure about the character. I'm trying to stay away from what the movie is gonna have, because I want to be surprised. There's a lot of things
I'd like to be surprised by this.
Like this last trailer shows literally some of the big surprises. And it's like, no, I'd rather see. Whether it's safe to see the movie. And of course, they denying some that I'm pretty sure it's BS. I'm pretty sure that it's denying. It's like, okay, we're showing you this, but this we deny.
Yeah.
But what they deny, I'm pretty sure they're gonna do. Anyways, so
we just agree to call that an Andrew Garfield from now on.
Oh, did you see what's his book at Loki? Tom Hiddleston said. Someone asked him if he would be on Thor 4. And he said, I have no idea. And I'm not being an Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Okay, so it's official. This is now, the Andrew Garfield is like yeah. That's a thing.
Andrew Garfield, by the way, there's rumors saying that he's going to retire, and he denied. He said he's going to take a little vacation time. He's not retiring.
Tom Holland said the same thing.
Yeah?
That he's taking a break.
Okay, but nobody can trust Tom Holland.
Well, he can't be trusted for a different reason. That he just he just says things that he's not supposed to say yet.
But there's no way. He's locked to Spider-Man. He's locked to Uncharted. Yeah.
Well, he's been so busy. Taking a break could just be 6 months or a year.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, we'll see.
I guess 3 months would be a break, because when they do those movies, they shoot for 3 months, and then there's they might come back for reshoots, and then there's promoting the movie around the world,
the publicity tours.
Anyways, so for Doctor Strange 2, the Multiverse of Madness, is banned on those countries, and Disney said they will not cut it for them. Which from a company that wants to sell entertainment to keep something that's not important for it's not important for the movie or for the plot. Yeah. Because even though I didn't see the movie, I'm pretty sure it's not, because it's like a 20-second clip, and it's all at one moment of the movie. It's not repeated in other moments. It's not stretched around the movies. Just like on Dumbledore, that there was a scene that they confess their love for each other, their gay love for each other, and some countries banned that. But in that case, Warner Brothers cut it. In those countries, they cut the scene so they could release that.
Because there's like other conversations that they would have had to cut or edit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, later on in the film, he talks pretty openly about it. He's like, yeah, I'm super in love with Grindelwald. Like, we're in love with each other.
Yeah. I guess
and because we were in love with each other, did I mention we were in love?
Maybe they kept them
yeah,
on.
I fell in love with them.
Either way, if you're in the business to sell stuff, you want to sell to most people, to all people. And if, some people not going to like onions on their burger, you might not put onions on their burgers. That's simple. But Disney put the foot down and said they're not going to cut it. And Disney's involved with whole controversy these days. They basically die on a hill for ideas that don't quite convey the majority of their customers or their audiences. But yeah, Doctor Strange is coming out next week. It looks good. It
I'm really
has
excited.
This character. I guess Saudi Arabia is gonna have to wait for their version of it, Angel, or I don't know. Yeah. Anyways.
Anyway, okay. So the other big thing going on, or that's been going on this past week, is CinemaCon. So tons of announcements, tons of trailers, tons of like released footage and photos and all that stuff.
Yeah, and what is CinemaCon?
That's a great question. I'm assuming it's a convention involving cinema. That's what I took away from the title.
It does.
I don't even know where it is.
It does includes NATO.
What?
And if you don't know what NATO is a National Association of Theater Owners.
Wow.
It's funny. I saw a piece of news the other day. It was like something NATO. I was like, what NATO has to do with anything?
I know.
Anyways, it's National Association of Theater, North America Association. Anyways, for theater owners. And it's basically the studios go show the industry, theater owners, distributors about what they are working on and what is coming. And that's why I have so many trailers and so many news of the movie industry. Not so much TV, because it's for theater owners, basically. And let's start with who are you going to start with?
Batman 2.
Okay, so Warner Brothers.
The Batman 2.
Warner Brothers announced a sequel for Batman 2. A sequel for Batman. It's going to be Batman 2 or The Batman Returns. I hope not. Anyways, so that's a big one they announced. Yeah. But they also had the cast of Black Adam there.
Yes.
And they showed clips and trailers. They had the cast of Aquaman 2, showed clips and trailers. We found out stuff like confirmed that Aquaman Arthur gonna join up with Orin, the bad guy in the first movie, and they're gonna fight another bad guy. Another confirmation was that Wonder Woman's gonna be on the Shazam, the Fury of the Gods movie.
Oh, hot dog.
Yeah, you don't know how much.
Yeah.
Because the cast is very big. The Marvel family, I don't know if they call it Shazam family, but Captain Marvel, Shazam, and I don't know. I honestly don't know what the names they're using. What else from Warner Brothers?
From Warner Brothers, well, let's see. I don't always remember what Warner Brothers does.
Aquaman, everything DC is Warner Brothers.
Okay, so yes.
I guess.
I think that's most of their big stuff.
I remember. I think that's it.
Yeah. So Sony and Marvel have a lot.
Sony and Marvel, yeah.
So Sony is still just like really going hard for the Spider-Man villains, which is getting a really mixed response. They announced Venom 3 because Venom 2 was so good.
Yeah, why? Right?
Yeah. Like I liked the first Venom movie, but the second one was so disappointing. I don't see a third doing well.
What was different from the second one to the first one that made you didn't like it?
So the second one, they just really leaned into the whole like humorous, like it was a buddy comedy. It wasn't. There was nothing dark, or there was nothing like nuanced. There was no like in the first one, it's like it's a villain and he's trying to like wrestle with this, his darker nature and all this other stuff, and it was like serious and the stakes were high. In the second one, they're just goofing around.
Okay.
And Carnage was supposed to be such a big deal, and he wasn't. And then it ends with them saying they love each other on a beach. Like, it made no... It was just... To me, it started out as like, well, this could be cool, this could be cool. It's not cool. It's just more jokes.
But Sony's going to make a new one. And,
they are.
Yeah.
They are. So Venom 3 is coming. And then they've like reached deep into Spider-Man comic lore and pulled out El Muerto, which is Spanish for the Muerto.
Yeah.
That's all I got. That's literally all I know about this guy.
Yeah. So, yeah. Sony it's also doing Spiderverse movies with Spider-Man. Oh, the first one is called Across the Spiderverse, as we knew before. But the second one will not be called Across the Spiderverse Part 2, as was previously announced. It's going to be called Beyond the Spiderverse. So the directors were there. Who was there? The girl, Gwen Stacy, Hailee Steinfeld was there. Oh. And yeah, they shared more about the movie.
So these are sequels to the Into the Spider-Verse, the animated film.
Yeah.
Which was so
and they say
good.
The second one is 6 times bigger, which I mean, it's gonna be 12 hours. So I mean, I don't know. Scope, time, length. Yeah. It's not clear.
Wait, did they literally say 6 times bigger?
It's 6 times.
Could that reference the Sinister Six, or am I just reading too much into it?
I guess it could, but across the multiverse, across Spider-Verse. Anyways,
I don't know.
Also, Sony announced a Ghostbusters 4. They're gonna do more Ghostbusters after the success of Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Afterlife, yeah.
And not a surprise, it's gonna be interesting to see how they're gonna move. I mean, the end of the Afterlife one, they had this whole Winston is the rich guy. He's a corporation guy that has stuff all over the world, and it seems like he's gonna expand some sort of Ghostbusters initiative or Ghostbusters like Incorporated. So yeah, new Ghostbusters coming soon.
Okay, I feel like it's a movie that's not at all necessary, but could be a lot of fun. Kind of like Afterlife. I didn't think it was necessary, but I super loved it.
But Afterlife it played well, connected the originals to this new one. I think now they could move on.
Oh, we'll see.
Like they do in the expanded universe in Star Wars, the new characters would know the core characters, would learn from them, but they would have their own adventures.
Right.
Not necessarily staying with the core characters because, they're old.
Because you want to expand the universe.
Dead.
That too. That too. These are not the only franchises that are getting bigger. We got some new announcements about John Wick 4.
Oh yeah, there's reports from trailer images and Keanu Reeves with nunchucks and beating the crap out of. I mean, exciting and full of action as John Wick movies has been so far. And it excited the audiences, excited the theater owners for John Wick number 4.
Yeah, and they've also talked a little bit about a film called Ballerinas, which is part of the John Wick universe. and is apparently going to be starring Ana de Armas.
Is a movie? I guess.
I think it's a film.
Talk about the movie because they are working. They didn't talk there as far as I know, but they are developing a series. I think it's called The Continental.
Oh yeah,
with
that's right.
Mel Gibson. So Mel Gibson takes a punch. So
yes, he does.
You're gonna have some good action there.
I think so much of the appeal of John Wick, not just like the really cool choreography, and like the crazy, almost unbelievable fight scenes, and like the heart of the first one, but also just this really cool world that we keep like discovering bit by bit as the franchise goes on. It's a really interesting universe.
Yeah.
That's been unfolding. So it starts out pretty small, like, okay, John Wick, assassin, don't kill his dog. But then it's opened up into so much more
and they don't,
that I would love to see. Even if Keanu and John Wick aren't involved, I'd love to spend more time with some of these other characters.
Yeah, they did a terrific job creating that universe and developing. Even in the beginning, right from the get-go, they dwell a little bit on the origins of the character, but the character is part of this universe that's been going on for ages.
Yeah.
And they just tease and gives us a little drops, just enough to, to make us curious, just enough to, to make us go back to it. Want it to go back to it.
Yes. And want it, I do. Expendables is, we heard more about that.
Yeah, the new Expendables movie. Sly is coming back with his band of badass action heroes.
Dolph Lundgren is going to be back.
Including Jason Statham might be back.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I did post the poster for the new movie. I can't remember
I think
the
Statham
names.
is in it.
But Megan Fox is going to be one of the girls. I don't know if there's more girls, but at least one girl involved. And Expendables is fun. It's full of action, and can't wait.
Yeah.
And it brings people to the theater, so yeah.
Hunger Games is another one that's getting a new movie. It's called The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
That one is new. I have no idea what it is about, so...
Not a clue.
It's a prequel, right?
I think so. I want to say it's a prequel. Yeah. I mean, you could keep going, but yeah, I think after reading the books and watching the movies, I'm a lot more interested in what came before.
What's his book?
Than what came after.
The Snow?
Yeah.
General Snow? President Snow?
President.
He did he play in the Hunger Games? Was he ever?
I don't think so.
No. How he raised to power?
Oh, the same way politicians do.
They vote. Is that how they do?
I think he probably assassinated a bunch of people.
Okay, so Viking style.
But way more subtle. He used poison. He grows special poisonous flowers.
Oh, not fun.
Or no, not poisonous flowers. But either way,
there's a lot for a prequel.
Yeah. In fact, he could be one of the snakes.
And you could have Jack Bauer being young Snow because he's genetically the younger version of Donald Sutherland.
Oh my gosh, and he looks and sounds more like his father like every day. It cracks me up. Okay, Avatar 2.
The Way of the Water. They show trailers in 3D. So Cameron's too obsessed with
Avatar in 3D?
He did mention back years ago that he would create a technology for 3D without the need of glasses, but I'm not sure if he did.
Yeah, we have yet to.
And if he does, it will cause a commotion to the industry again. That caused back then. That caused with The Hobbit, 42 frames per second. What's that for? 48? 48? Yeah, 48. Yeah, there was a higher rating, but he decided to stick to 48. But people thought it was beautiful. People thought it was interesting. This one is about several years later. It's about the family of, I can't remember his name. Oh gosh, the character from the original movie that decided to stay with the tribe with his blue girlfriend, and now he has blue kids. So about the struggles of the family. In my head, I was like, oh, okay, so this is Avatar. This is us. But, maybe it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably watch it.
The original was visually interesting, but the story was the old story. archetypes of Pocahontas, South American native Indian tribes, and Dance with Wolves, and so many other stuff. Anyways.
Yeah, and riddled with cliches that were
the guy's the king of the world, but he's not really creative by creating. He created by stealing ideas and
or riffing off of ideas.
Yeah.
There's no need to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, but when he takes credit, like, oh, this came off of my head. Oh, I created everything. It's like he doesn't give credit
he's heavily inspired.
Yeah.
At best. Cool. Top Gun. So we've been watching the trailers for Top Gun Maverick for like literally years at this point.
Yes.
I think, but they finally dropped some footage at CinemaCon and people are going nuts.
Yeah, people are super excited how they play with nostalgia and how they do the action and the scenes, and they use real planes, and some people call Tom Cruise crazy, but he did it. He did it very well apparently.
Okay,
and it's coming soon.
May, right? No, did I make that up?
I don't know.
That might be wishful thinking.
Also from Tom Cruise, there's a new Mission Impossible. 2 new Mission Impossible coming, and they also saw footage from the first one. Okay. They're also impressed everybody, and they announced the titles: Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. So this one's gonna be split in 2.
So I'm gonna take a wild guess. The next one is Dead Reckoning Part 2.
Or final. Dead Reckoning, the end. Dead Reckoning. The reckoning of the Dead Reckoning.
Yeah, it's definitely what's gonna happen. They're gonna let that franchise go.
I mean, no, it's gonna be the end of the Dead Reckoning, not the end of the franchise. Come on.
Oh, okay.
It's impossible for Mission Impossible to be done.
Is it? Nothing's impossible for them. Okay, so Olivia Wilde. Oh, bless her heart. And I mean that in all sincerity. She was presenting a film that she's directed called Don't Worry, Darling. It's a thriller starring Florence Pugh. Looks very cool, and I look forward to it. But that's not why she made the news. Not for her craft or her art, but because CinemaCon security is terrible. And what happened?
So this was a woman or a man?
I think it was a guy.
You sure? I think it was a man.
I'm not sure at all, but I'm pretty sure it's a dude.
With sex, a gender, this person with legs was sitting down on one of the front rows, stood up and gave her a manila envelope. And I assume it said the classic that I learned from the movies, "You've been served." And she said, "Oh, this is for me." And she realized that I guess she didn't, I don't know, maybe it was shock, maybe it was part of the stunt. She told everybody what was that.
Yeah, because she had, what I've heard is that she had no idea what was inside the envelope. She opened it up. A lot of people were thinking that it was like a script or something, which people try to do. We've seen it happen at cons, that people will try to give a script or something.
Thing. You saw how people deal with actors and celebrities and people from the industry deals with, I have a script for you.
Yeah.
No, thank you. They have agents that, so.
Yes, there's agents. There's the event staff that stop a lot from happening.
It's like when someone gives an envelope, it's like that's why I think it's a whole, stunt. Even if Sudeikis claims he's not responsible for it.
Yeah. So what it actually was custody papers, because she and Sudeikis are splitting up, and so they're working out what to do with their 2 kids, and that's.
And he claims he was responsible. He did send her papers, but he was suspected not to do that. But if anything, the person was a pro, because you don't see actors, big or small, it's like, how are you going to do that? It's tough to get their address, because if you find if you are able to find the agent phone number, the agent's not going to give you address. And you can't give that to the agent, because, there's the whole legal thing that you have to give in hands. So if anything, the person was pro. But if not on stage, where? Because the person goes
maybe
behind the stage.
At the very end of her presentation, as she was walking off, or waiting for her at a back door by a green room.
The guy or the girl.
I just think it was just kind of a douchey move.
Took the chance
to serve someone papers.
If it's not because again,
a giant public attention.
It could be a stunt, you know. It's like the person talked to have some papers for us. Hey, why don't you give me those papers during the presentation? You know, it was like all arranged to.
Well, that's a terrible stunt because nobody's talking about her film and everybody's talking about.
Everybody's talking about her.
Yeah, but like her personal life and her kids and.
Good or bad, talk about me. That's Hollywood. Like, the glamour, the shining, the prestige of celebrities died and been dying for a long time. The whole Amber Heard and Johnny Depp on a tribunal, on the court for this horrific, terrific. Not terrific. Terrific is good, right?
Yeah, even though it shouldn't be.
Terrific?
Yeah.
But terrific means good. Horrific is bad.
Yeah, but it's one of those words that's like evolved over time. Terrific would be something that causes terror.
Okay. Yeah, that's.
But now it's a good thing.
Portuguese is still terrible. It's it. I don't think I have terrifico. No. Anyways, so it's there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah, but there's less good. I don't know. If this was a stunt, I think it was a bad idea.
I mean, I still think the Oscars was a stunt, but it because in the day and age we live, that internet and communications cause commotions to a whole different level. That if it was in the 90s or in the 80s, the next day, okay, moving on.
That's true.
But today, because it's the 24-hour cycle news is actually expanded to, non-stop hours between time zones and between millions of people's online. It backfired that the Academy is, oh crap, we're gonna have to do a thing about this.
Yeah. But, like, that stuff makes more sense to me because at least people were talking about the Oscars, which is what they desperately need. Like, people paying attention to and being interested in the Oscars. Whereas this, I understand what you're saying. All publicity is good publicity. I just think this was dumb, and it's unfortunate that, like, it's totally overshadowed the movie that she worked on.
Oh, did people say, hey, I need to see this movie from this girl that was...
I have yet to see a headline that talks about her film.
Yeah,
I had to dig for it. I had to dig for, like, what is the movie called? Like, what was she doing there? What was she presenting?
Yeah, but I mean...
I had to dig for it. Everything is about her and Sudeikis.
Did you know she directed movies before this?
Yes.
Yeah, but not everybody do.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Nobody's talking about that. Like, her career is not what's being publicized. It's her personal relationship.
But...
So if the stunt was to, like, get her popularity, the first result when you Google her... is House.
Okay.
Followed quickly by all this mess with Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah.
Nothing about her career, which I don't know.
It's Hollywood.
Yeah.
They do much worse.
It's true.
Okay. Anything else?
That's all I've got. I think that was plenty. That's a lot of news.
That's a lot of news.
A lot of movies.
And there's new episodes of Made for Love, is that called?
Yes.
Yeah. New episodes of Flight Attendant.
Oh yeah, Flight Attendant we started.
Yeah, we're gonna see
started
all
strong.
That. And next week we see Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
Yes.
And hopefully not gonna get much more spoilers, official spoilers, because they put it on trailers and posters. And
we'll just avoid all those.
You're gonna see that. You're gonna see the finale of Moon Knight. You're gonna come back to talk all about it. And it's May. Obi-Wan Kenobi is coming at the end of the month.
May 25th, right?
27th. It was 25th. It was the Wednesday they changed it.
They changed it to Friday.
Yeah. Next week is May the 4th. We're going to bring some Star Wars. So I guess that's it for this week. And may the Force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.
Bye.